Sit! Hut!
Welcome to the Dynasty Nerds Fantasy Football Podcast, where we discuss dynasty strategy, rankings, and all things NFL. So get ready to geek out on fantasy football with your host, Rich Dotson.
And welcome to the Dynasty Nerds Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Rich Dotson. He's Matt O'Hara.
Kicking it old school, what's up?
Yeah, no, Gary. He's out there turkey hunting. Got this animal out there.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Yeah, he's like, dude, he's like, I can't come in the show. I'm like, what? Why? He's like, dude, I'm in my tighty whities with a Bowie knife. And I'm like, that's it? He's like, that's it. Oh, he's like, I got a bandana on too.
A bandana. You got to have a bandana, I feel like, in that situation.
He moved out to the country area. I was like, what do you do? Like, what are you doing with a Bowie knife and a bandana? First of all, and tighty whities, right? Like it's 2020, almost 26.
Boxer briefs. I mean, at the worst.
Please,
right?
at the worst. Yes. Like, shout out to all you still holding tight to the tighty whities. I'm sure you're still out there. I thought they were extinct, but apparently not, according to Garrett. He's out there, hunting turkeys.
Somebody probably brought him back like Jurassic Park.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. The smoke comes out. Look at that elastic band. Guaranteed to show every streak. Like, that's nasty. Tidy whities. Yeah, whoever decided to make underwear white in the first place?
I mean, I think it was just a standard color, right? Like at the time, cotton.
I wasn't alive. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Cotton is white.
Like, no need to dye these things.
Yeah, man, get him out there.
Just get them out, man.
Yeah, Larry's in the corner picking his butt, and you're like, oh, man, we might have made a mistake.
Oh, what are you doing, Larry?
Go back.
Go back to bed, Larry.
Oh, so it's the day before Thanksgiving, which is honestly arguably my favorite holiday.
Yeah. You send out the recipe every year, right?
Oh, I got it. Oh, yeah. I forgot all about that.
Don't forget about the recipe.
Yeah, my leftover turkey egg rolls, Thanksgiving egg rolls. So dude, every year I get you comments like, dude, these are the best. You dip them in cranberry sauce or gravy, and you take all the leftovers and make egg rolls out of them. They're unbelievable.
Have you seen the new Krampus commercials for cranberries?
No.
Hilarious. Just look out for them.
I don't really watch commercials, so I'll have to look out for the Krampus commercials.
Me and my wife. I think it's a guy from Breaking Bad, but he's kind of all done up in makeup and everything, and like these big Krampus horns and everything like that. But he's
for cranberries.
It's for cranberries. Yeah,
obviously the advertisements working.
It's working.
Hungry for
it's hilarious. I laugh every time I see it.
Yeah, for us, I mean, it's easy for us why Thanksgiving could be one of our favorite holidays. We get fat. Right, which is glorious. I love food.
Yeah.
Just lay around all day. And football's on three times on a Thursday. It's great. I lay around. I just lay there. I don't cook at all.
Now we got the Black Friday as well.
We had a Black Friday game.
So that's
Ohio State plays the team up north on Saturday.
It's gonna be a good weekend, man.
I think sucks is like we go to New York for Thanksgiving. Now the Browns play the 49ers, and I got to drive home early on Sunday to watch Shadur's first home game.
Yeah. So that's what time?
1 o'clock.
Is it a 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
They did that to you, huh?
Yeah, low light of my weekend, going to see the Browns in person. But yeah, it's one of my favorite holidays. We don't have enough. We don't have enough holidays. Like, we need a new. It's been too long. It's been too long since there's been like a real like major holiday. Not one of these like lame holidays where they name a holiday, but like you don't get like time off work and.
It's like Sweetest Day, for instance.
Yeah, first of all, that's only Ohio, I think.
Made up holiday that I feel like came around within our lifetime.
But even like one where you get off work, like what's like a big one, like Martin Luther King Day. Yeah, that's probably like one of the newer ones where it's a national holiday and people get off work.
Is that newer? I don't know. I've always kind of had that day off.
Well, dude, Martin Luther King only died X amount of years ago. History. I'm talking about a grand holiday.
It's
newer than Christmas.
In the grand scheme of history is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
The grand scheme of the United States of America. Okay. I think the first like holidays were even invented until like 1960 or something like that in that time frame. So it hasn't even been that long.
Out of the two of us, you would be the history buff.
Yeah. So somewhere around there.
I'll rely on you for that.
There's like 4 of them, like New Year's Day, Christmas. There's a couple of them that were out there. So yeah, dude, like we need like not one of those ones where like even if you get a day off work, but like nobody really goes, like, nobody's out there, like, super celebrating. I'm sure MLK's family is, and some people out there, are big fans. But, like, President's Day doesn't count. We have Memorial Day.
There's a ton of bank holidays. I mean, those are all.
Those don't count. Those are just, like, those are people like me that are jealous. Like, oh, these people get off work today? Like, school day. Like, yeah, people at school, when you're in school, you love those holidays. But you're like, it's a day off. You're not there, like, celebrating. You're not eating turkey and watching.
To your point, Thanksgiving is a fantastic holiday.
Yes.
And there should be more of them.
You get Memorial Day.
Yeah.
You get Thanksgiving. You get New Year's Eve. You get Christmas.
Labor Day. Labor Day, everyone gets Labor Day off.
Everybody gets Labor Day off. You're right. Is that it?
I don't know.
Because, like, dude, even, like, Easter's on a Sunday, so kind of jip you on that. You're right. Yeah, it's like it's a holiday. You do get together as family. Some people do if you celebrate Easter.
Yeah.
But besides that, like, I'm talking about, like, something that's, like, it's
universal.
Yeah, and everything's like, oh, like Thursday. Thanksgiving's always on Thursday. We need a holiday. It's like always on like a Thursday or Friday. We're guaranteed off work.
Guaranteed a day
or,
off.
You know what? A Monday. Like it's guaranteed.
Even better.
And right in the middle. So like right around.
No,
like
I actually like the Thursday because you always get the Friday off, and then it just makes a nice long weekend.
Even more important. Yeah. Yes, guaranteed Thursday. So we need Dynasty Day.
Dynasty Day. Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Everybody's got to get acclimated.
We got to look at the calendar, and then we'll start the movement, and hopefully Dynasty Day catches on everywhere.
Yeah, somebody needs to get hip. We need a revolution for a new holiday. I mean, honestly, dude, what it really comes down to, I think everybody deserves a long weekend once a month. Is what it really comes down to. If you want happiness to go up in the world, everybody demands a long weekend once a month.
Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, I can't argue that point. That would make my life better.
Come 2028, vote for me as your next president of the United States, and I will guarantee that. Dude, what a platform to run on. Lower taxes. Taxes aren't going lower. Do this, do that. And all these politicians come flat. Like, listen, dude, I'm going to do my best. But one thing I will promise is everybody gets a long weekend once a month. I'd win a landslide.
Landslide victories.
I'm what's that when you're nonpartisan? When you're like, you don't go either way?
I think nonpartisan.
Yeah, which I totally am. I'm independent. I'm nonpartisan.
There you go.
I'm not leaning either way. You're all crooks.
6'7",
Yeah. So like, vote for me. Everybody gets a long weekend. Everything's closed. Like nobody's open except for gas stations. That's it.
Except for
gas stations and Chinese food. That's all everybody gets. Everybody else wants to stay open. So, anyways, speaking of Thanksgiving,
yeah,
we're talking things we were thankful for.
Players
that we are thankful for in 2025. Garrett put the show sheet together before he got his tidy whities, so I think he put this together buck naked with a bandana on.
I hope not a banana.
And he sent it Western, with a banana. Curvy McCurvy. He sent this Western Union. He actually wrote it in blood from his Bowie knife because he had nothing else on him. So he wrote our show sheets for him. He said he wanted to know.
Garrett's never going to miss a show again.
What players? He might not come back. Just because he's got a Bowie knife does not guarantee he will overcome that turkey.
Doesn't guarantee safety. Correct.
Yeah. Gobble gobble. We will. Let's see. He wanted us to talk about some players that we are thankful for.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go first if you want me to.
Start us off because I'm trying to find my page anyway. So it seemed to have disappeared.
It's page 36.
Page 36.
All right. First one I am thankful for.
Yeah.
It's a duo.
Well, that doesn't seem like a person, but all right.
It's persons.
Okay, players.
I mean, okay, come on. Don't hate the player.
Play on, players. Let's go.
I am thankful for Javonte Williams and Daniel Jones. Okay. Very thankful for them. They're I'm thankful because it goes to show us that no player's ever buried, right? It's a good comeback story. Good Kim
Kardashian moments.
To show, like, it keeps the game lively, right? To show that players and making the right moves at the right time and kind of get ahead of some of those injuries and the upside and opportunity at great cost that really help to propel you in the championship. Because usually in Dynasty, it's those one moves. Usually it's like one move that you need to tip the scales because we're usually like, God, I just need a tight end. I just need a running back.
Yep.
I just need a wide receiver. And God, I don't really have what it takes to make that trade and to be savvy and to show, like, when people are writing these players off and there is opportunity out there to find, because we see it all the time, these guys that pop up. I could easily said Sam Darnold too, but like,
totally.
Javonte is the biggest one because Sam Darnold had a good year last year. Daniel Jones didn't play, essentially. Javonte was written for dead.
I mean, last year, Daniel Jones was starting quarterback in New York, didn't play well. And
no, he wasn't last year. He was on Minnesota last year.
Didn't he move there towards the end of the year?
Did he get?
I believe he got released and then went there.
Oh, see, I'm not.
Or traded. It was something. He started off in New York last year.
So I don't recall.
Okay.
But either way, it was no bueno.
Right.
And you could have got Daniel Jones probably for a couple thirds in a super flex. You could have got Javonte Williams probably for a third plus in Javonte. And, I think it's
So before you get too deep into this, you want to hear something funny?
You have Javonte on there?
My first two players are Daniel Jones and Javonte Williams.
No way.
I swear to God. Yeah, so this is we don't plan our shows or we don't tell each other who our people are going to be before the show.
Yeah, a lot of people do shows and then these like, I do guests on shows and these like really detailed show sheets and they kind of go over what they're going to talk about. So it's like all pre-planned. Like kind of when you see on TV, like they ask a question and this immediate deep response. Right. Dude, it's written out before. Not us.
We like to do this stuff kind of on the fly
natural.
and have the natural reaction. So we don't share that kind of stuff.
We're Dynasty guys hanging out talking Dynasty.
Exactly. So Daniel Jones is on my list. Javonte Williams is on my list as the second guy. And Daniel Jones, for me, I mean, I was happy that he was a guy that was able to win that job. I had thought that he was the guy that was going to win that job kind of all off season. As soon as he signed there, I was like, he is going to be the guy that wins this job. Like he's just a better quarterback. And the fact that, I held on to him in all the leagues that I had him, I got ridiculous lowball offers and I was like, I'm just going to keep him for that. That's silly. And now it's paying off like tenfold. You know what I mean? Like I could get, I was getting offered third round draft picks and stuff like that. And now it's like, I should be able to get a couple of firsts, right?
I tried to buy you for Jaylen Jones off you this offseason.
Right.
And tried to give you like a low ball offer and it didn't work. I was buying Daniel Jones.
Which was understandable from the buying side to try to get him as low as possible because, hey, you're getting something back. But I was one of these people that was like, no way, he's not winning this job. So the low ball offers were never going to get me. And obviously, as far as Javonte, that was a health thing. You know what I mean? Like he was good before that. He was banged up and left for he was thrown on the scrap heap more or less, right? And he was another guy that I held on to in all leagues because I was a big Javonte guy. Obviously, Garrett was a big Javonte guy as well. And the offers that I was receiving for him, they weren't even the Daniel Jones variety. They weren't non-existent. Yeah. No one was looking for him. So it was like, I'm not even going to try to actively move this guy. I like him more than anyone else. I already know it. I'm not even going to try to move the guy. And that also paid off. And it shows perseverance. These guys are prideful guys. They're the top rung of football players for a reason. That's how they made it to the NFL. That's how they were successful in the NFL. And it's kind of I think a good lesson to learn that these guys, even though they're injured, they know what they're capable of. And it's just a matter of getting them back to that healthy spot. And we don't, I think, realize how much mental toughness that takes to get over something like that and be able to come back and perform at this higher level. So I think the mental hurdle for Javonte was kind of a thing, and he got over it. And not everyone does. You know what I mean? There are guys that don't, but I think it's a very important lesson to not completely write these guys off that are due to injury.
And it goes both ways, right? Everybody like. A lot of times people do fall off and stay off. Yep. More times, and guys like, guys that are great, like Todd Gurley, and then it's just over. Sometimes injuries don't come that way, but like the tape, like you got to keep swinging. And when it only costs you a third round pick or something like that, like late round picks, you have to realize when you only have a 7% chance of that player being a hit player in the third round, like
out of your rookie draft. Yeah.
Out of your rookie draft. Like those are the picks you really want to use for that upside. And even sometimes when you're say you have a higher pick, and maybe that holds a little bit more weight when you have 3-1, 3-2. And like this year when Harold Fannin and Terrence Ferguson and Elijah Arroyo are sitting on the clock. Now, obviously, you'd want those players, but those players don't always hit either. They just happen to look pretty damn good. I guess Harold Fannin looks pretty damn good. A lot of nice upside about Terrence Ferguson and Elijah Arroyo's 2BD. Yep. TBD. 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 Thanks, Gillen. Belly dinner. So like, it's just that's what I'm thankful for. Like, give us these shots on these kind of players, and like, don't stop taking that kind of risk and swinging the bat, and because it's low risk, right? Too.
Totally.
And kind of keep that going. J.K. Dobbins was one of those players as well, and they always pop up.
They do always pop up. I mean, obviously, some guys are going to be riskier than others. J.K. at this point, I think, has a history that makes him a little bit more susceptible to that kind of stuff. But
still, we were like, it was a hip drop, legal tackle, hurt his foot a little bit. Like it's like bad luck for J.K. But you're right. Truth, the poop's in the pudding, baby.
The poop is in the pudding. With that in mind, now that I've burned through the top two guys on my list, I'm going to go down to my third guy, Cam Skattebo. I'm thankful for Cam Skattebo. Obviously, we loved him throughout the draft process. Weren't so much in love with the draft position and maybe the draft spot because there was a little bit of uncertainty there. But obviously, the week 5 through, the 5 to 6 week stretch that we saw of him this year before the injury happened, it was phenomenal. It was just a fun ride, right? I mean, like being able to see him play and perform and kind of excel in the NFL the way he did in college football, it was just a fun time. So that's what I'm thankful for, was being able to see that. Hopefully, obviously, all reports are this is something that he'll be able to come back 100% from and be ready for next year. So hopefully he'll be able to pick up right where he left off next year. But I did want to mention Cam Skattebo. Obviously, he's from the numbers, doesn't look great right now, running back 21. But during that stretch from weeks 3
RB1,
3 through 8, he was the RB4 overall.
Yeah, and who doesn't want to have fun? Those are the best players to have on your roster, like the fun ones, right?
Exactly.
Going out there and
doing flips and being crazy,
well, and looking good. And I think what I'd be grateful about Cam Skattebo is kind of bring me back, which is it's so hard to do. I've been playing Dynasty for 22 years, and it's so easy. And I do this for a living, and it's so easy to slip through and let the draft kind of like sway you. And I want to be thankful for Cam to kind of bring me back to hey, dude, why spend 5 months studying tape and breaking it down to let all of a sudden Caleb Johnson jump somebody because they went 1 round earlier to a better spot. But the tape says this player is significantly better in my eyes, significantly. Mm-hmm. And that hurts me so many times when I let that happen, right? And honestly, in a couple leagues, I went 50-50 on this because all my thirds either went Terrence Ferguson or Harold Fannin with all my 3rd round picks. And I went 50-50, but if I would have went back in my process, I would have taken Harold Fannin every time because I had him ranked higher.
Right.
But I loved Terrence Ferguson's draft capital, and I loved his landing spot in that offense. And I think it has a chance to pay out, but if I would have stuck to my tape process, I would have just taken Harold Fannin every single time. And I think Harold Fannin looks like a dynasty, great asset for any dynasty team right now. So Cam was I told Garrett at one point, I was like, listen, man, this is it. I got to stick with my score, even though I say it every single year. I have to really maybe after 100 times, I'll learn my lesson. So I'm thankful for Cam for that, reminding me, dude, the tape, that does matter. The talent will always find a way. Unless, of course, it's a terrible situation and it's guaranteed. Being behind, a quarterback goes behind Pat Mahomes or a running back goes behind Bijan. Tyler Algier. One of those situations. Yes. It could be scary. So, Cam Skattebo is a good one.
Yeah.
All right, my next one's another duo.
Oh.
Yeah. I am thankful for this year for Davante Adams and Derrick Henry.
Okay.
And the reason is it just goes to show that age, the most damning statistic to value in Dynasty. It's the number one argument it's going to be thrown against you. It's dude, he's only got a year left, 2 years, 29 years old. Is showing that, there's a ton of value out there for Dynasty players. And I've said this before in the show. It's one of my favorite savvy moves to make is when I'm a contender is buying these veterans that are 28, 20, usually 29, and you can get them for a first-round pick. Everybody says they have a year. And this goes to show you where we play and we live in a 2 to 3 year window that these guys can get you 2 to 3 more years at a high level. Again, outliers, but the opportunity. It goes, Davante Adams and Derrick Henry showed me hey, maybe there's a little bit more life and extending to these Dynasty players, these NFL players to give us good value in guys that we think are a little bit older that you can get for a first straight up, right? Sure. Outside the injury, he's been hurt this year, so it kind of totally rebunks the idea, but be able to get Terry McLaurin last year for just a first. And then he signed an extension. Dude, what if I can get 3 more years of Terry McLaurin? What a home run pick that is if you can get a top 16 fantasy receiver for 3 years.
Well, I think the training and all that, the nutrition and all that kind of stuff is so much better than it used to be that we have been seeing more guys go deeper into their career. And the fact that, Terry, there's still going to be a drop off. Not everyone's going to be able to do it, but the studs of the studs, I think are there for a reason. They take care of themselves so much better than everyone else that I think we can expect to see some of those guys go longer. It's going to be a little bit of a crapshoot, trying to figure out which ones are going to hit.
These are the only two that have done it. I can think of that did it consistently for. Even Larry Fitzgerald played for a long time, but he had a real lull there to do a situation where he wasn't elite. Played at a good level, but wasn't elite. Davante Adams has been elite every single year. He's a 32. Derrick Henry's been elite after his first 2.5 years in the NFL.
No doubt about it.
For this long. So like to show that like the optimism of these guys, like maybe like we were talking about like Saquon as a guy. I know he's had a bad year, but the offensive line's banged up. Like, dude, what if you get 3 more years out of Saquon? Because after this year's over, I'm telling you, like you'll be able to buy Saquon for a first pretty easily. He'll be 20. I think he's be 29 after this year, somewhere in there. A bad year, like it goes to show me, like, all right, I would buy Saquon Barkley. And there's gonna be the strong argument in Dynasty is like, oh, dude, he's done. This is his decline. It goes to show that upside. And that's a big risk given a late first. But in a weak running back class, if you're a contender, if you can get a first, Saquon for a first, I think Davante Adams, Derrick Henry show us that it's possible. We've seen it at a tight end forever. Zach Ertz is another good example of him playing at a high level, but tons of guys have been producing that long at tight end. So I am thankful for that to get a little bit more life and show the value of that process of buying veterans. You know, I talk before as like, how do I maintain my contender? I would trade my first every year for these kind of guys and kind of stack those up, right? So if I'm getting 2 to 3 years and I added Davante Adams 2 years ago, and then I added Derrick Henry a year ago, like my roster, by just giving my first and I'm plugging those pieces with those, are still a contender for a 2 to 3 year window, giving me an opportunity to build that dynasty and win 2 shifts, 3 shifts back to back. And that goes to show there is still value in veterans.
There for sure is. And, you know, obviously it has to be the right window. We always talk about that to make moves like that. But, you know, they're definitely worth the squeeze in the right situation. Yeah. So my next guy, I didn't have a ton on him because I kind of had him as a side note, not thinking I'd have to use him because I didn't know that Garrett would be off in the woods. I didn't know that you'd have two of your 3 guys. I knew right away that you're going to be shorthanded here. So the next guy that I wanted, you know, that I want to give a shout out to and that I'm thankful for is Jaxon Smith-Njigba. Obviously, you know, he's a guy that when he came into the league, he was injured kind of his last year. Had the slow start that we thought he would. Last year, he's kind of started to take off, and obviously this year is like a whole different ball game where he's finally on his own. He's the man there, and he's on like record pace, and he's ridiculous, kind of in the conversation for the wide receiver 1 overall in Dynasty.
Very, very much in the conversation.
Yeah. And rightfully so. So I want to give a big shout out to him and be thankful that he's a guy that hit. I mean, another fantastic Ohio State wide receiver, just kind of proving that is one of the hotbeds of college football for wide receivers.
Yeah, and it shows you like, hey man, patience, right? Like just because like a guy that we love and says wide receiver 1, like we say this all the time, like the upside of these rookies, and we were talking before on another show, like my favorite on the Monday show with Jagger, saying like, let's do my favorite move is like buying these players I had first round grades on the fall and draft class I can get for high seconds or late first, and they went like a little bit earlier in the first before. Kind of shows like even the upside of a guy like potentially like a Caleb Johnson. Don't write off, you know, for dead. Like you have to be patient with these players. Not everybody's so hungry for the immediate reaction, the immediate
return
on these guys, and sometimes you just gotta be patient. You know, like Trey Benson's about to come back. There's a chance Trey Benson finally is going to pay off, right? And that's why we have these deep rosters in the first place. Why you have taxi squads in the first place, because like it has to be a game of patience, and you have to have a safe place to store these guys and not be forced to cut them because you have to let them develop, right? Yeah. That's why you have these rules in place.
I mean, perfect example is a guy like John Mechie, who's finally starting. Like he finally got in a situation where no kidding. But I mean, obviously that was a crazy circumstance where he was out basically his rookie season due to, cancer, leukemia or whatever. It was, I can't remember. I think it was leukemia. Yeah. So he had a very, very odd start to his career compared to some of these other guys we're talking about, but still a guy that I liked personally. And now he's finally in a situation where he's getting looks and getting targets, and he's doing some good things with them. So I think, different example than a JSN, but I think kind of shows the same thing. When you like a guy on tape, you should be able to, don't be afraid to go out and get him.
Yeah, I think Nico Collins would be a good example of that.
For sure.
John Mechie, I didn't love his tape. I thought he wasn't as savvy as a route runner as everybody said. We talked about him on Monday. I feel like he's also like been forced into the number 1 situation in the Jets, and his stats like without the touchdowns aren't.
They're not crazy. It's just good to see him producing and
100%.
He's getting an opportunity and he's doing something with it. I don't know what that's going to turn into. I don't want to like overblow this situation. Like I think, I'm not speaking in the same light as JSN with him, like as far as production or anything like that, but just kind
valuable. Like again, a guy in the bottom of your roster now, if you had to put in your lineup, like you feel like okay.
I'm speaking to a process, not necessarily the player. There.
And listen, that's why the depth of the game is so important. There's tons of guys that pop up because of injury and opportunity. Like, oh, thank goodness, like I have this guy. I can't remember. I was going through my lineups last night, sent out my lineups for the week, and I needed I can't remember who the player was. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank God I still have this guy on my roster. Like he's startable.
Sure.
I can't remember who he is at this point now, but I literally last night I was going, thank God I have him because I have Drake London, I have who else? I had three Garrett Wilson, 3 receivers are out, and I'm like, oh, thank God I have this guy still who I wrote for dead.
I mean, I sent out a trade last week in our home league. It was like a 6th-round pick for Matt Collins. Because I just going into the playoffs, I know I'm not going to get a zero burger out of Matt Collins. I think he's doing some good things and kind of establishing himself in that offense. And in case something crazy happens and I need him for 1 week, I'm okay giving a 6th-round pick for that.
You know who's been a lifesaver for me? I'll ring about Michael Wilson.
Sure,
it's been a lifesaver.
Well,
for me.
I mean, yeah, he's been doing great.
In the last, but on my roster, thank God I have Michael Wilson.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Which obviously he's not somebody anybody would cut, but still, thank God I have Michael Wilson. 2 other players I'm thankful for.
Let's hear it.
Are Jaylen Wright and JJ McCarthy.
Okay.
You know,
I'm interested for the JJ McCarthy one because and the Jaylen Wright. Actually.
Yeah, because I want to use those guys as an example because it keeps me grounded. Right. Let me know how good my process is. Right. And how much time I put in this and how good the tea leaves look in my eyes. Right. Because I take great pride that I'm right more than I'm wrong in this business. I think I'm really grateful for that. And it goes to show you, and this goes for me and any analyst. I kind of want to throw this out there as well as a reminder to the audience. And when people give people shit on X or Twitter, oh, way to go on that one, it's okay to be wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's
for sure.
The process, going back to the reverse of Cam Skattebo, right? Stick to the process. The process isn't always right. I thought everything I did, I hammered Jaylen Wright all offseason to our audience. Dude, this is the guy I gotta get. This is what's gonna happen. This is the reasons why. It's safe to say he's probably DOA, right? JJ McCarthy, I'm not burying him yet, but same thing. I said he's gonna be a top 8 fantasy quarterback this year. Wrong. Dead. I think going back this century, he's the second worst something rated of all quarterbacks ever. Ahead of Jamarcus Russell, which is not a good stat.
You don't want to be just ahead of Jamarcus
No,
Russell
you don't.
in any stat category ever.
So I'm thankful for that. Because it makes, because I don't care. People they want to use, oh, you were wrong. I don't care.
Right.
I'm okay with being wrong. I know I'm gonna be wrong sometimes.
No one's 100% right all the time.
Yes,
no one is that.
And you have to realize that throughout your own processes, and taking advice of other people, don't hold against them. It's okay to be wrong. This game is really hard, right?
It really is.
And it's so crazy. The storylines are always out there, crazy of who's going to pop off, who doesn't pop off, the injuries, all that. It's so hard to be right? Same thing, gamblers, they just want to be right 55% of the time. 60, you're unbelievably successful. And our process has shown over the last 11 years, we're right more than we're wrong. But we will have our Jaylen Wrights. I'll have my Jaylen Wrights. I'll have my JJ McCarthys.
Yeah, we all
and
do.
that's okay.
For sure.
So I want to throw that out there as thankful for that. But my last one is for players. When Garrett sends us out there, and players I'm most thankful for, it goes down to 2. And I'm really thankful for all the players in NFL. All of them that bring this game of professional football into our lives. And listen, man, I know people want to talk about oh, they make so much money, this and this. A lot of these guys don't make life-changing money. You know what I mean? Some of these guys, you say, hey, they make veteran minimums. They're usually out of the league within 4 years.
Right.
A lot of these guys.
It's less than 3 years. Less than 4 years for sure.
$3 million here, after taxes, paying your agents, it's not life-changing money. And what they do to sacrifice their bodies and their time for our enjoyment. I'm super thankful just for the game of football that brings this game to life, Dynasty Fantasy Football. And I'm super thankful for that. And I'm unbelievably thankful for players on the opposite end, all the Dynasty players out there that have given me this opportunity and you this opportunity to come out, and our audience specifically, the Nerd Herd, to give us such a gift to come out here every single week to talk about our favorite game, Dynasty Fantasy Football, and come out here and let me tell my dumb jokes with my good friends, right? Like, it's like,
yes, thank you for this opportunity to sit next to Rich and listen to his dumb jokes.
yes, thank you for that. Like, I'm super grateful for that. So, like, all the players, the Dynasty players, NFL players, I'm so unbelievably grateful that it just exists because it is truly a joy of mine. You know, you and I have been playing this game for 22 years around there. Like, and we're just as passionate about the game as we've ever, like, we just love the game. It's just so fun. So anything like that that like can draw you in for that long and still not grow done. Because I see it come through people like, hey man, I'm just not into Dynasty anymore. Like, you get people that are like, hey, I'm gonna cancel my membership. I'm just not, my passion for the game is lost. It's like, oh dude, that sucks for you. Like, I'm trying to hold myself back from another league, you know? So shout out to NFL players, and most importantly, shout out to all of you that listen in. Unbelievably grateful for all of you. And supporting us as well, you know, to give us this opportunity.
Well said, Rich. I would echo all of that. And just to get back to your J.J. McCarthy stuff before we move on to our next segment.
Please.
Listen, it doesn't look great for him right now. But we have seen such a small sample size for this guy that I think burying him is premature. I mean, obviously they're going to, you know, is this a soft benching? Who knows? You know, there's a lot of conspiracies that, yes, this is another soft benching as far as, you know, I don't know if that's people.
I don't buy that.
Whatever it is, like, and concussion syndromes do come up late. They come up after the fact sometimes. And maybe he had him during the game and was shaking him off. And maybe that's why he didn't look great. Who knows? But at the same time, it's still too small of a sample size. This guy needs to get kind of reset, I feel like, you know, so if he takes a week off here and Max, what's his name? Brosmer?
Yeah.
Max Brosmer comes in and looks good. I don't think the sky is falling for J.J. McCarthy. I think they're still kind of committed to him. We'll see what happens in the offseason. Who knows? But I do think the best, he's still their best option this year. So I haven't seen Max Brosmer, but I would expect J.J. McCarthy to be the best option that they have.
This is what I said on Monday show. We talked about J.J. McCarthy on Monday show. Like 100% not dead in the water, 100% not writing him off. He's in the best situation possible. He has a head coach that said organizations fail quarterbacks before quarterbacks fail organizations. So they're going to give this kid every opportunity. And he has the best quarterback, one of the best quarterback coaches out there in Kevin O'Connell. He's won everywhere he's gone. And most importantly, I think this is the most important thing he said. He is unbelievably young. He's one of the youngest quarterbacks coming out of his draft class. I think he's like 22 years old, maybe 23 at the most. He's super young. The kid's only played like 5 NFL games.
Right.
That is it.
Right.
That is it. So maybe he's going to be injury prone, whatever. That's it. But
things are still moving really fast, right?
I said on Monday show, like, go back to Peyton Manning's rookie year, the #1 overall pick. He threw like 20, he led the league in interceptions and then turned around. Like, these guys, going back to like, you have to be patient with NFL players.
Instant gratification.
The most important position you have to be patient with is the quarterback. It's the hardest position to play in sports. Like, it's from college to NFL is 2 completely different sports in my eyes. Like, it's from at least a quarterback standpoint, like to be able to process that. Like, it's so much harder.
It's not a different sport, but the processing is ramped up so much because the defenses are so much more complex.
Yeah. It's like, a better way to describe it, it's like elementary school math to like calculus.
Right. They're both math.
Yeah, but 2 completely different.
But you throw calculus at a grade schooler, they're not even going to think they're going to look at it and go, "That's not math." Well, I don't know what the hell that is.
Those are letters. Where is that coming from? So 100% not out. Like I said on the show, like I'm still buying J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah.
So all right, before going to our next segment, I got to tell you, what is Thanksgiving without a Black Friday deal? And we had this deal, the deal we were running for a couple of weeks. We're like, this is one of our best deals we've ever run.
Yeah.
We run one deal every year at Thanksgiving. It is 100% the best deal we've ever run.
100% can confirm.
So this special right now, it's Black Friday, and we always go big on Black Friday because that's what everybody else does, and we gonna be part of the herd, the nerd herd. And right now, new members can get 40% off your first payment. So if you do 1 month, it's 40%. No better time ever to grab the full year deal. That is not a joke. 40% off. It's the best deal you'll ever get on this right now. The deal, the promo code is Black Friday 40. Black Friday 40, all one word at dynastynerds.com. But listen, this deal disappears at midnight and then December 1st. It really is a short-lived deal. So you're going to get 40% off. Here's what you get, the Nerd Herd. You get Dynasty Rankings. You get the extra Nerd Herd podcast. The most important thing here, which is the best bang for your buck coming this offseason, you get access to our all-22 prospect film room.
Good.
For film on every incoming rookie class. You get our rookie draft guide that comes out. It's a digital draft guide that updates throughout the year. Yep. So it's an actual draft guide. The Nerd Score Plus, which are film grades on the Nerd Score, which is outproduced NFL GM's draft capital. That's how good it's been. So our film room, all that rookie content is alone worth the $30 you're gonna get. It's gonna be 6 months of like undeniable great data. Like, and I'm gonna tell you, like, even people there's people that you see on ESPN on these networks or major articles that use our film room to watch rookies. That's how good it is. It's the best film room in the business, bar none. You get access to our Discord. You get access to the Dynasty GM app, which is the best Dynasty app in the world, all for 40% off. The code is Black Friday 40. If you're somebody who's like, I don't pay for Dynasty tools, I don't pay for extra stuff. I get it, because I was that way too, honestly, for a long way. I guess I'm kind of still that way, but now I own Dynasty thing. So
instead of paying a monthly fee, we went way out of our way and just built our own thing.
That's how cheap I am. So I get it. And there's a couple like I love like Fantasy Data Hub, right? Like I love those guys. There's a couple websites I do love and I support. But this deal right here, I'm telling you, will be the best investment for your Dynasty team. And this is a perfect time just to give it a chance to see if I'm right. Like,
did you mention our data hub in there?
We have a data hub in there too. Yeah. I forgot about that. We have a data hub we just built. So Black Friday 40. Listen, man, this is one thing I always try to do and come on this podcast is be honest, right? Like I don't try to BS people and do things just like I don't do things for clicks or anything along those lines. Right. This is the best deal you'll ever find ever.
This is it, man.
For your Dynasty team. And I don't care if you have other access, like give us a shot if you never tried it. Or maybe you had us a couple years ago and you left. Come back because we have 1,000 new things.
There's a lot.
Give it a try. I promise.
It might not be 1,000, but it's a lot.
It's pretty close, I bet. When you end the film room, how much film you got to watch? It's 1,000. Black Friday 40, the best investment you'll ever make for your Dynasty team. The League Analyzer is the best tool. The app alone is worth it.
Totally.
I said here, the film room alone is worth it. The app alone is worth it. The data hub alone is worth it. Agreed. The rookie guide, the draft guide we put out, I think it's like early, like February or something like that. Like that updates literally all the time with new stuff is worth it. And what's cool about our draft guide is like you get film in the draft guide too. You can watch film in our draft guide book because it's digital. Yep. It just updates that way. Rookie profile links, dude, so much. Black Friday 40, jump in there.
We need to start chopping these things up and just start selling them individually. I feel like all the stuff that we have.
Why are you trying to get so rich? I do this out of passion, not money, bro.
Oh, that's right.
Hey, want to retire? Hey, buy some for your friends. You could do that, right?
Sure.
I don't know.
I think you could buy one for somebody else if you wanted to.
I talk Dynasty. I don't know. This is not I don't build stuff.
I mean, they would have to figure out the logistics of it. Okay. Enter in that other person's email and you pay for it. I don't know.
So what's a better way to end this without the Isaiah Likely-o-meter?
Yeah, best way to end this whole show.
All right. First one for the Isaiah Likely-o-meter.
Hold on. We got to at least explain the Isaiah Likely-o-meter for the people that have never heard of the Isaiah Likely-o-meter. So the Isaiah Likely-o-meter is a scale that we made up completely. 1 through 10 on the likeliness of something happening. 1 being not at all, 10 being for sure going to happen, and 5 being the middle point, even though Garrett claims it's 5.5. Well, whatever, because I think we can do whatever we want.
Yes. We make the rules around here.
That's right. The scoring is of such. At quarterbacks, we use quarter points. At halfback or running back, we use half points. Wide receiver is wide open. You can use any sort of whatever decimal point you want. And then at tight end, we keep it tight. It's got to be a full point.
Yes.
So those are the rules of the Isaiah Likely-o-meter. And Rich.
First question. The Vikings make a similar move this offseason to the Colts did in 2025 when they added Daniel Jones.
So on this,
Goes right off, piggybacking right off our JJ McCarthy. So
it for sure is.
We talked about JJ.
Yes.
We both believe in him.
I mean, you have a lot more belief in him than I do.
I believe.
So I think our number is going to be different, but
I believe in JJ.
Right. You're going to be like very high. I'll be middling here at maybe like 4.5 or no, 4.25.
Yeah, I think I can live with 4.25 because they're going to have to bring in somebody probably regardless, but that doesn't. Actually, no, I'm going to go with, I don't think it would be anybody to the point of like Daniel Jones. Because like you mentioned before, like when Daniel Jones came there, like, dude, Daniel Jones is going to win this job.
Well, who's available? We went through this free agent list. There's not a lot of people available. The guy in my brain the only guy that could fill this role.
Jacoby Brissett.
And and be a guy that I think
Anthony Richardson
makes a difference in this offense would be if they traded for Mac Jones. And if you trade for Mac Jones, you're basically flushing JJ McCarthy, in my opinion.
Okay.
Right? Like that would be the only scenario in which they're getting an upgrade at the quarterback position with a guy
upgrade.
I think he would be an immediate, because he knows the NFL game. He would be an immediate upgrade to this offense.
Okay.
I
can live with that. I'm not worried. It's my main point. I put it at
4.25. Okay, you go 3.74. I'm going to go
0.5 less than you.
It is a half point less. I'm going to go 4.25 just because I think it's within the realm of possibilities. If this stuff, if the rest of the year goes the way it's going now,
yeah,
or if they do not even a soft benching, they actually bench him, like Max Brosmer.
Not happening.
For whatever reason, looks good, and they're like, oh, Max Brosmer looks great. At that point, I think you've given up on J.J. McCarthy, and Max Brosmer is probably not the real answer, so then you bring somebody in.
Yeah, my only concern is, like, can the head coach do his job and get that message across to his veterans like Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hockenson, and the rest of the team saying, hey, we have to be patient with this kid. He's young. He hasn't played a lot. Like, we believe in him, right? We have to support him. Like,
I think they're starting to say some of the right things, right? But we'll see if the on the fields, because you can see Justin Jefferson's very frustrated.
Rightfully so. My dynasty teams that have Justin Jefferson are also frustrated.
You're telling me.
Come on, guy.
So, but I think he's
on, baby.
I feel like he did come out and there was a positive clip of him saying something about J.J. McCarthy this past week.
Oh, thank you for your support.
Right. So they're starting to say the right things, and we'll see.
He do is get caught. He's right where he needs to be. Subtle message going to the bench. Like, yeah, he's right where he needs to be. We're going to take this to the max.
Yes. Yeah. Take this to the max. So hopefully, hopefully J.J. McCarthy just comes around. But I do think I think Mac Jones is the only guy I see. Is there anyone that you see that could be the Daniel Jones type of guy coming out this year or like coming into free agency? You mentioned Jacoby Brissett, but does he really?
I don't know. Is he free agent?
I don't know either.
No one would be, again, kind of like if they brought in like Anthony Richardson. Like say the Colts release Anthony Richardson and they bring him in. Like what if like they just like change it up and go to like. Again, I'm not ruling Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson came to like really raw, and I don't like the player when he takes himself out for a play. Like that's when you and I declared him dead.
Yeah.
But again, there's a chance he could reemerge, right? Like,
sure. So it happened to Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
But
Mac Jones is a good one.
I think Mac. The only reason Mac Jones is I've seen him function in the NFL and do it at a high level. I have not seen that out of Anthony Richardson.
And you'd have to trade for Mac Jones. That's why that'd be a bet. Like you have to actually trade for him,
right?
Which would be
That's why it would signal I think changing of the guard there in Minnesota.
Okay. Next question. Ready?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
AJ Brown is on a new team in 2026. Wide open.
I know it's wide open. I'm gonna give this a 6.999 repeatable on the scale here.
I'm gonna go give this a 8.69.
Okay.
Because I feel like, man, there is so much public tension.
Agreed.
In headlines and coming from AJ Brown himself. Like it seems like AJ Brown is subtly doing his best to talk himself out of this team. Like,
I think he's trying to do the right thing by the team. I don't think it's really been all that subtle. I think everyone knows that he's pretty unhappy.
And other players on the team are saying, "Listen, man, these like there are like it's clear fact that something happened between AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts. Like I don't know who said what mama joke, who touched their other person's spouse inappropriately, what happened,
Yeah.
But something clearly happened where other players are like, hey, man, this happens. Like, you have to work through it as a team. Like, there's a clear travesty here that had happened. And I would love to know because I'm nosy. I'm nosy on the drama scale, only when it comes to, like, good stuff, not, like, Real Housewives stuff. Real drama, I'm nosy. So somebody, as the kids would sell, spill the tea.
Indeed. So I'm trying to look at his contract real fast.
Yeah, can they trade him? That's what I need to know, first of all. You're right, the contract tells a lot.
So here's what he's got: $72 million worth of dead cap, and a $23 million cap hit next year.
Okay.
He's got a bunch of option bonuses, so I don't know how that equates. He's got $27.45 million 2026 option bonus, and there's a similar one in 27, 28, 29, and it's 19.4, 29.3, 28.3. So I don't know how those option bonuses work and how they travel and kind of affect that dead cap hit number. And so, I mean, it doesn't look great.
But sometimes, like,
with that number,
GMs will make these moves because they have to.
Yeah.
Like, if A.J. Brown is bad for the team, like the locker room, everything, like, they might have to trade A.J. Brown.
I'm going to see it. They are set to have $25 million worth of cap space, which is kind of middle of the road, 19 in the league.
They could draft a guy and then have, like, I'm sure they can get like a good second round pick for A.J. Brown. Possibly.
They might. I mean, they're going to have a tough decision, right? So they might have to go to Jalen Hurts and try to see if they can rework that contract and make more space in order to, you know what I mean? Like one of those, because he's got a crazy dead cap, $139 million. With only $20 million against the cap next year. So $21 million. So they might be able to move some money around with him to kind of offset the cap hit they're getting if they
move Saquon's money around.
Sure.
And
so there's ways to do it.
I'm worried about, Matt, is if A.J. Brown's this vocal now in season, I'm worried. Not worried, but like I'm wondering, like, what's he gonna do when the season's over?
When it's over, I mean, he
like,
can go full nuclear, and who cares?
Yeah, like
I want off this team. Like they're never throwing.
Jalen Hurts is a bitch, you know. Like we would have won a Super Bowl if we'd have some bitch ass quarterback. You're like, whoa, like can't go back to that.
No, you
right?
can't.
Like, does he like really like put his foot down? Like, I'm getting myself off this team. Like, I don't give a crap.
Yeah,
like I got paid, my money's guaranteed. Somebody's gonna trade for me for sure. You know, it won't be my first trade.
No, it would not be his first trade. And I couldn't imagine a situation in which A.J. Brown is utilized worse. You know what I mean? Like anyone that trades for him is actually going to throw him the ball, which would be very refreshing.
I mean, the Browns can use him.
Literally any team could use him. He is that good. There's not a team where you're like, oh, no way. That other guy is so much better than A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is a top-notch athlete and a top-notch wide receiver.
Bengals don't need him.
You don't think he's an upgrade over T. Higgins?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he is.
So, all right. Yeah, that's fair. Third one.
Third one. All right, let's hear it. Yep.
Travis Hunter is the wide receiver 1 for the Jaguars in 2026.
What was the injury for Travis Hunter?
ACL.
Yeah. 2.25.
I'm going to go 5.
Okay.
50-50. Because I think the Jags want him to be the number 1 receiver on the team.
Listen,
this is all how he comes back from the ACL. It's not like Brian Thomas came out this year and looked the word. And I know he played banged up too.
That's a problem.
He's hurt.
That's the problem with Brian Thomas. It's hard. Brian Thomas, I think, is hurt. Obviously, right now, Travis Hunter is hurt. So not that I don't. It's not that this is a long-term projection that low of a number that I don't think Travis Hunter is ever going to be their wide receiver 1 because I think that's the plan.
You know what?
I'm with you on that.
Forget Garrett's show sheet. I'm changing it.
Okay.
Travis Hunter is a wide receiver 1 for the Jags in 2027.
Okay. Well, in 2027, that's a different ballgame because I think next year's goofy with the injury.
And they're talking. That's Brian Thomas extension year as well. Like, what do they do there? Like, I know they're a year apart, so you could kind of like extend one, wait a little bit, extend the other one.
Play the money game where you're kind of backloading one and front loading the other.
I think the Bengals would be kind of a good example. Like, can you afford to do that? Pay Trevor Lawrence, pay 2 wide receivers. I don't think that's a really good.
It's not a good model.
Yeah, in my eyes for NFL. Like, who knows where salary cap would be at that point? But like, that's not a good model. In my eyes, like you have to build the lines, not wide receivers. Like, agreed. In my opinion,
it's a hard one to pull off
Okay.
So to answer your question though, I go from a 2.25 to like a 6.75.
Oh, I like that. I was gonna go in that range. So I'm gonna top you though. I'm gonna go 7. I'm gonna go 7. I think what they have invested in Travis Hunter in this new GM. If the new GM can be there around in 2027,
sure.
I think he might look at this like, dude, we're at. We could trade Brian Thomas for a haul right now and not pay him. And like we can get a first and like some extra for Brian Thomas if he looks really good. And Travis Hunter is our number 1, right? And it's like, hey, from a standpoint, we believe in Travis, and from a salary, it's easy to explain, right? We don't think it's a good model to pay 2 stud receivers. We think Brian Thomas is a great asset, hence why we got the haul for him. But we think Travis Hunter can fill that need, and this can build our team to build you a Super Bowl contender. And I think it shows more faith in John Mechie, our other pick. It just shows more so that we believe in this player to step up in his role too, like something along those lines, or whatever receiver they draft.
Sure.
All right, last one.
Yep.
Right. Davante Adams finishes his career top 5 all time in receiving touchdowns. He currently is 8th with 115. He would need 129, so that is 14 more. The top Marvin Harrison Jr. for 5th all time.
I give this a 10.
A 10.
He only needs 14 more touchdowns?
A 10. 14's, dude.
Dude, he's at 5 right now. He's probably going to be close to 10 by the end of this year.
The strongest point is the guy's on a touchdown rampage at the 1 yard line.
Right. Exactly. I think by the end of this year, that number 14 is going to be closer to 10, 8, 9 or 8.
Okay. So again, he's got 5 now. It's week 13.
Yeah, I know. But he's on a tear right now. They're
Dude,
feeling
when I
good.
first read this, I swear I was like, oh, dude, no problem. But I'm thinking about it, I was like, dude, he's 32 years old. I was like, 14 touchdowns is a lot of touchdowns. Like, because he needs this year and next year for sure. So he needs to be back on the Rams. I said, if he's 100% on the Rams next year, I'm gonna say he's on the Rams next year. They figure it out.
They have a ton of $95 million
and 2 first-round picks. The Rams, and they're a favorite to win.
I want to look at Davante Adams' contract. Is it up after this?
They're the favorite to win a Super Bowl.
It's not even up after this year.
Oh, it's not?
No, he's got 2026 on the books.
How much?
He counts $28 million against the cap.
Oh, so maybe they'll rework the deal.
It doesn't matter. They don't even need to. He's on the books at $28 million, and they have that amount of cap space. Like, they've got a ton of cap space.
So I'm going to give this. I'm going to give this a 6.9.
Wide open. You could do some repeatables if you want.
I could, but I'm going to give it a 6.9. I'm going to keep it
6.9.
simple for our simple audience because I'm simple and I'm not want to try to oversmart it. Because 14 touchdowns is a lot of touchdowns. And right now, like, he's winning. Like, listen, nobody's got a better release than Davante. Nobody's good within the 5. No, there's not a better receiver within the 5-yard line than Davante Adams
right now
because of his release.
Agreed.
Even at 32. There's no sign of slowing down, right? Like, DK Metcalf slowing down, not Davante Adams. But that being said, 14 touchdowns is a lot of touchdowns over the next
10. Book it.
And we're talking the next.
He's top 5 and he's
20-something games. It's almost. I mean, you can imagine it. So we have 17 games next year, and he's got about 4 more games now, so 21 games. He has to average over the next 2 seasons to get this about a little under a touchdown.
Are they the number 1 seed right now?
Yeah, they're the favorites.
Yeah,
they're the favorites to win the Super Bowl right now. Matt Stafford's a favorite to win MVP right now. So yes,
Davante Adams has a 3 touchdown game.
I thought
he's got a 3 touchdown game in him. It's coming soon.
I said before, I was talking about, like, dude, I've never seen a wide open NFL season before. Like, if you told me if you had to say who's playing the Super Bowl today, you had to give me my opinion. It'd be the Rams and the Colts.
Yeah,
my opinion, because the Colts have been the most consistent team in the AFC. So I've never seen a more wide open year ever in the NFL. Like, there's no team that you can say 100% this team's win the Super Bowl. Like, you feel really good about. Like, last year in NFC, like, all the Lions, who'd you even get there? And it's always the Chiefs and the Bills you feel really good about. So, to me, this year, it's the Rams and the Colts.
Bill's defense is a problem this year, man.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a big sieve.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's, when you say it out loud, like, oh, 14, like, no problem, I think it's good. Now, if he plays 3 more years, for sure. But dude, is Davante Adams playing at 34 years old? Who knows?
Could be.
I hope
mean,
so.
if he's still going the way he is now in a year, it's a for sure thing. So, listen, I'm saying a 10 because I have extreme faith, and I think he's going to score. He's got 5 touchdowns now. I think he's going to be up near 10 towards the end of the year.
Okay, touchdown game. I believe it. Could touchdowns in the postseason, do they count towards your record?
Good question.
I don't know.
Good question. Probably not. This might be a regular season type of thing. But if it does, then it's definitely on.
Definitely on. Definitely on then. All right. Well, I hope everybody enjoys their Thanksgiving. Whenever you're listening to this past, I hope you can shed those pounds and get those pounds back. But it was all worth it. Just know it does. If you want my turkey egg leftover recipe, hit me up. I'm sure I'll tweet out on X, but
Sure.
I'll get it out there. Put it out every year. Everybody loves it. It's a big hit. And yeah, that's it. Thankful for all of you guys, and we'll be back tomorrow, which who knows what day that is for you guys, with another show.
Yeah. Thanks, nerds. Adios.